Burnouts. Misfit. Burnouts. Misfit.
Welcome to the very first episode of Radio Swarm in the new format as a podcast. We were originally broadcasting via Facebook Live, but we have decided to change it up a little and make it easier for people to listen to our content when they're in the car or on their way to work and things like that. So this first episode is actually an interview that Vic recorded last week over the phone with Chris Liberator. He's our special guest DJ for Swarm XX, which is happening on the 23rd of November. Enjoy.
So Chris, everyone's really looking forward to seeing you play in Sydney again. It's been a while. I think it's been at least 3, almost 4 years. I know you played at Earthcore. That wasn't really at Swarm, but now you're going to be playing out at Swarm, which is a whole different thing. So everyone's really looking forward to it. What have you got planned for us in terms of your set?
Well, it's quite good at the moment because there's like a big kind of cross. I mean, there's just been a new route master, which is appropriate really for considering Swarm is coming up. I know Route Master was always a favourite of Swarm, but there's a big renaissance in acid techno at the moment. A lot of big DJs are playing it. So I've got there's a lot of new producers, younger kids making stuff. And there's a massive scene in France at the moment, which is kind of techno, harder techno and acid techno mixed up. So there's a really good choice of music at the moment, and I still play vinyl. So, I think a couple of years ago it was getting a little bit difficult to find records, but now it's a glut of records again. We run a record shop, so I know what music is coming through. So I've got a bit of techno as well. There's harder techno is coming back again. So a bit of a few wilderness this year as well. Been able to play techno with the acid techno stuff. The speeds have just went really slow when minimal was around, but it's getting harder and tougher. So I've got to put some techno to start off with, and then lots of new acid techno and some classic artists making stuff again, like Henry, David Drummer, Lloyd Immersion. So there's a good mix of music to play, all of it new. So really looking forward to coming to play. So I can't wait to see you guys.
Yeah, same for us. And then we've been getting so much feedback on our sites and just on Facebook, and everyone's just really psyched up. Like I said, because it's been so long since you've last been here, and the Sydney techno scene's been going quite well in some ways and maybe a little bit quiet in other ways, but there's also definitely a resurgence of the techno sound in Sydney. I mean, it's always been around, hasn't really gone anywhere, contrary to some people's beliefs, so that's been good. So that leads me to the next question. How's the London scene going? How is the squat scene, the party scene in London going at the moment? Still going strong, I'd assume?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite weird with the squat scene. I mean, a lot of the rigs that we play for, the really classic London techno rigs like Malfaiteurs, which is a French rig, and Hackney Sounds, the ones that have been flying the flag in the last few years, the parties have definitely got smaller. I mean, London just gets more and more expensive, more and more difficult to find sort of areas which you can do parties in derelict buildings, because places that we used to do them are now gentrified, warehouse spaces become premium, but there's still areas you can do parties. And I think there's some more sort of, I would say, acid techno London, acid techno squat parties. The techno squat parties are definitely smaller, but it's still going. I mean, there's normally one every week or every 2 weeks, sometimes only 50, 100 people, sometimes 200 or 300. But last weekend, there was a big link up with some drum and bass and stuff. It was 2,000 people, 3,000 people. So, yeah, it's still going strong. The last time I went out to play a squat party was about a month ago, and I played at 2 in one night. So one was really small, the other one was another load of rigs, some Polish rigs and a UK rig combining, doing bands in one room, and then techno and hard tech and other stuff in the other. So scene's still quite strong. There's a big hydraulics party last week with a big there's a sort of, it's not a sub party, but there's a party coming up in December, which is Sterling Moss and Aaron are doing. There's not so many parties as there used to be. Oh, there's a thing called Caustic as well now, which is flying the flag for London techno. Yeah, that's a little party that happens sort of about once a month. So yeah, it's still going. The 414 shut, which is a tragedy. We're all very sad about that. And that's been our little local club for techno for nearly 25 years now. That shut down this year due to pressure from the council and the owners of the building. Same thing, gentrification. But they're going to carry on doing one-off events, so that's something. But yeah, overall, still going strong.
That's really good to hear. Look, so I'm going to ask you another question. I know you've been asked this kind of before. I've read interviews where something along the lines of this question's been asked, but I want to ask it again. From what I've seen and other people have seen, techno globally has become really popular, right? So you've got lots of, I hate this term, A-list DJs. I don't like that term. Playing techno at really massive festivals like Awakenings and things like that. What's your view on that? You know, it's become almost commercialized. I mean, in some ways I think it's good, but in other ways what I see I kind of get disappointed by, because I see that only certain people are getting an opportunity and it's kind of cutting out a lot of other artists. Do you agree, disagree? What's your view on it?
There's been a massive change in the whole techno scene. I think the thing that started it all was when techno really slowed down, and I guess became tech house really, which made it, you know, the music crossed over a lot more. So in London, for example, we had these massive raves at Tobacco Dock with the likes of the A-list DJs. Again, I hate that term as well. I think it's bullshit. But the DJs, I guess, have just kind of carried the flag for techno and have gone more commercial, like Adam Bayer. I don't really like naming names, but those names that are obviously concurrent with, you know, techno in a massive sense, Seth Trotter, Slur, all these kind of people that have just been around for a long time, and they've pushed it forward into this domain of more commercial, I guess, like I say, tech house, almost trance, some of the drum code releases I've listened to in the last couple of years. It's just become like the new house music, and of course that means it appeals to the masses, and, you know, it's slowed down to a point of being acceptable. You know, it's not like abrasive, and it's easy to listen to, and you can go out and dance around to it and spend your teenage years dancing to it and then forget all about it, which is not the way techno is for those of us who love it, you know. Yeah. We've all got into it. It kind of takes a bite out of you and it never lets go, and that's it really. You're addicted for life. That kind of music that's crossed over, I wouldn't say it's exactly like that, but of course it's also pushed new artists into the fold. I mean, Germany's techno scene is always mutating. A lot of German artists, because of Bergheim and that big hype about that kind of club, have come through now. So I see a techno lineup, I don't even know half the DJs on it. I've never heard of it, but they're all A-list in inverted commas. But what's most interesting of all of this in the last 2 years, which I think is good, is there's people like Amelie Lenz, some of these newer DJs. They've not, I suppose Dax J as well, and some of the others. They've broken out of the mould of playing what everyone else has to play. Oh, we've got to play this slow techno, we've got to play. They've just been playing old records, fast records, and recently, unbelievably, acid techno records. I mean, things like Croydon Girl and some of the stuff that for us is quite old, but it's relatively new in the acid techno scene. I mean, DJs from Bergheim, Club of Seal, they've caught playing tracks like We Are Ravers, and these really cheesy acid techno records. Even, you know, the most cheesy of all, not the darker ones. I mean, Dax J plays Yoke and Cluster and things like that, but some of these other guys have been playing, you know, pretty uplifting acid techno. I mean, it's very slow, but it's opened it out a lot more. I think it's, you know, they're not afraid to play different kinds of techno, and that has meant techno that we like, the techno has come back again.
Right.
Like I say, there's a really strong scene in France where the music is faster. It's definitely techno with a capital T, as opposed to tech house or slow minimal stuff, you know. So it is bringing the scene into a better state, I guess. There's less snobbery about the music again, which means it's opened up. But like you say, tragically, it's loads of other DJs taking all the money and all the glory, as always. But I'm not bitter about that. I don't care. I know what my place is in techno, and we're still doing our thing, and we do exactly what we want. So I'm not bothered. And it's nice that some of that music is finally getting found. It's gone so underground in the last few years. We've had far more in common with hard tech and at parties in England with like the festivals and some of the parties like Bristol. We play with hard tech, and, you know, DJs playing from the sort of free party scene. and music is different to ours, but we have more in common with those people. We play a lot more with Spiral Tribe and the really underground people than we do with the techno people now. But it's coming round again, so, and we just do what we do. I've got nothing to prove to anybody. I'm not looking for digital awakening. I wouldn't want to take those kind of gigs unless they came knocking on the door. I'm not knocking on their door. I don't mind. I don't think any of our crew really do. But, it's nice to see someone like Henry who plays more, very, his techno is suddenly coming round again. And that's good for him and good for, he slowed down a bit and but even slowing down, his stuff has been harder and tougher than what was happening. But now it's in line with what's going on again. So yeah, it is sad because, these people are getting stacks of money to play, but that's always been the way, hasn't it, really? So,
yeah, it has.
And I don't care. We do what we do. You do what you do.
Yeah.
It's nice that techno's back on the map again. You have to look at it positively, and at least people are interested in it again. So, and if you can take some of those people and bring them into what we're doing, then that's a good thing,
Yeah, exactly. From my perspective, it would be good to see the people that write the music also get a go at playing it. But like you said, if it happens, it happens. If it comes knocking at your door, it'd be good to see you guys out there. So, I've always thought that would be a positive thing for those that create it. The last thing I'll ask you, is vinyl still king?
It's king for me. I mean, for me, I still play vinyl. A lot of people say, well, he's still loving all those record trans, it's not, if you just bring a memory stick. I love playing vinyl because it's an art, for a start. It's not so easy at big parties sometimes now when you turn up and everyone else is playing off laptops or playing memory sticks and on CDJs or, a tractor or other things. And you're sort of struggling to get your vinyl set up and you're struggling for the sound because people don't set the rigs up anymore to combat feedback and stuff like this. So, but, when you do it and it actually comes off, it's still the most satisfying thing of all.
Yeah.
I just wonder whether people buy it or not. I mean, we still got a record shop. We obviously sell MP3s and we sell WAVs too. We do the digital stuff as well, as you know. We've got 909 London and we've got other, some of the bigger labels get distributed digitally. But, I'm still punting records. I love vinyl. If it comes out on vinyl, it's a proper release. If it comes out digitally, I just don't feel like it's actually been released properly, which is not really, the right way to look at it. But a lot of people still buy vinyl. It's obviously tailed off a lot. But, for us now, the releases come out on vinyl now, so it's more collectible. It's more of a bespoke thing to have, and the digital, we sometimes don't even release digital for another 6 months or a year after the vinyls come out. Sometimes it comes out together. It just depends. I think there's a place for both,
Yeah.
I don't think vinyl's going anywhere. It's definitely looked like it was disappearing, but it's come back with a vengeance. So, and it's not for everybody. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
Of course, young DJs, I totally understand, have to play digitally. And there'll be times in the future, I'm sure, when I'm going to have to just revert to taking a memory stick simply because it's impossible not to. There is technical challenges and logistical challenges taking vinyl everywhere when not everywhere's set up for it. But at the moment, I pretty much don't even come with a backup anymore. I'm just like, you can't sort the turntables out, I'm not playing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty much where I'm at with it.
Well, the good news is Swarm has always been 100% pro vinyl. So the main room at the party is, I'm pretty sure, 99% vinyl in the main room. We're basically, on many occasions, I don't even have CD decks in the main room, which is not that we're against CD decks. It's the same thing as what you just said. Our events have always been vinyl focused, and it's more of a show as well. That's what I think. It's more special, and you're playing musical instruments which are just called turntables, but that's what's going on. Yeah, so there'll be a lot more for people to see, and that's why we're really excited to have you always come play for us, because we know there's going to be a show put on in every sense of the word, which is what you want when you go out, because it's like that meme, everyone's a DJ until you put one of these in front of them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, thank you for talking to us, Chris.
It's my pleasure, Vicky.
We got 3 or 4 weeks from the time we're recording this interview, so can't wait for November. I can't wait to see you again and have you back in Australia with us. You're not here for long, but at least you're coming back. yeah, it's just going to be lots of fun, and everyone's really excited. So that's the good news. It's the also our 20-year anniversary, so for us it's a big deal, special night for us because
time has flown, hasn't it?
And I remember the first time he played for us wasn't even at Swarm. It was a party called Influx in 99, I think. Yeah, 1999. So that's how long we've known each other, since 1999. So it's a while.
Incredible. It
Yeah.
really is.
Lizzie Borden, Andy Warhol, or Albert Einstein. The fact that they're going to be struggling every other day of their lousy goddamn lives just to be able to afford the cost of living yet another hopeless, rotten existence full of heartaches, bum deals, bad trips, burnouts, rip-offs, fuck-ups, and every other stinking lousy abuse you want to fling in the face of these poor, miserable, misfit, reject, loser, outliers.
Interview that Vic Zee did with Chris Liberator on the phone direct from London. As I mentioned before, Chris Liberator is playing at Swarm XX on the 23rd of November. If you haven't already got your tickets, you can purchase those on the Swarm Industries website. The address is www.swarm-industries.com. Just follow the links to the events page and you'll find all the information and ticket purchasing page there. Other than that, we'll see you on the dance floor. Bye.